Beast TV. What was that? You better get a fresh dip and buckle up. Larry Porch II, you there?
I'm here. Are you there?
I'm here. I may have to call 911 back and cancel that emergency. I thought I was having a stroke, or I think I've done had 3 heart attacks and 2 strokes, trying to get us back up on the air.
I think it was Google just messing with you again.
Yeah, I believe that's what it was. So, I tell you what, let's get this show started, and let's go ahead and butcher Miss Daniella's name.
Our guest tonight is Daniela Agliolo, and she is tired, and she's been waiting on us. How you doing, Daniela?
I'm still here. I'm still awake.
You're a very patient lady, and we appreciate that.
Well, at this point, I didn't have much choice, did I?
Oh, it is great to be with you, and I'm just gonna say Miss Daniella is one of my mentors because she does such a good job on Bigfoot Odyssey and Hidden Existence as far as interviewing people, and I use her as a model, and I have talked to her, on camera, off camera, and she's always so pleasant. And thank you so much for hanging with our technical difficulties tonight, Miss Daniella.
Well, you're welcome, and thank you for saying all those nice things. I'm not sure what what I do or what I or how I do it, but I think I'm just kind of be myself, So, but if you're getting something from that, then that's great, and that's nice to hear.
Well, that comes from the heart, and but I guess to get started, why don't you just introduce yourself to the audience, and if there's tell us about where you grew up, where you live, any hobbies that you might have, anything that our audience might find interesting that they don't already know about you.
Well, that's pretty much my whole life story you want then, is it? Well, I was born in Manchester. My parents were English. My dad's Italian, Sicilian. My mum was Polish. I lived there till I was about 5 and then moved up to Lancaster. My dad bought a restaurant. And so, it couldn't have picked a more perfect spot to be in, just an absolutely beautiful location. And, just did the normal thing, went to school, went to college, did a few jobs, did various kind of things. And then I always had a kind of like an obsession with driving from a very young age. I used to kind of nick my mum's car and probably, hope no one reports me now. But I used to drive down to the shop and stuff like that. And I wanted to drive wagons. I wanted to drive trucks. And as soon as I reached 21, I went for my license and passed. Well, I failed 4 times because back in the 90s, there weren't many female truck drivers, and it was a different era, a different kind of mentality. And truck driving was a man's job. And so it was a very hard test to pass, really. Actually, it wasn't. I kind of feel like I was faulted on very minor points, but ultimately, I failed. But on the fifth one, I passed. And 6 months later, I was driving, around Europe in a truck. And I did that for maybe 10, 12 years. Just, traveling, basically, seeing other countries, different cultures, different foods. And then I kind of had an accident, not in the truck, but in a car. And a car had driven into the side of me, and I ripped a muscle under my collarbone. And it took me a long time to recover from it, and I couldn't really get back into doing any sort of hard work using my shoulder, and loading trailers and doing the curtains and even opening the back doors is it's quite a full-on job. And so I downsized and I started doing taxi driving, and it's just really boring. Basically, I did that for a little bit, and I've just kind of gone from what stuff that's interested me throughout my life. Just tried a little bit of this and that and the other, and that's it really in terms of kind of where I am now. I don't know, hobbies wise, photography, painting, walking, just really boring actually. Nothing special.
It's called normal.
Normal, yeah.
So tell us about your journey into the cryptid subject. How did you get involved with the subject of Bigfoot and move into Bigfoot Odyssey and then co-host and then to Hidden Existence?
I don't know really how I got into Bigfoot, other than it was, this recommendation on YouTube kept coming up, and I must have been watching something related to it. So it could have been ancient civilizations or something. I don't know, some kind of, fringe subject that maybe. And I kept seeing this thing, and I think it was Man Talks to Sasquatch. And I just thought, what on earth is that? And I kept ignoring it for ages, but it kept popping up. And I think it was the Mike Patterson one with, Nefertia. And I thought, what on earth is all this about? I hadn't a clue what Bigfoot was, really. Hadn't really thought about it. I remember seeing a clip of the Patterson footage kind of in the 80s. But then it just goes out of your mind. I'm living in England. I have absolutely no reason to think about this creature anymore. So from then on, I got into Christopher Noel's videos, and, you've kind of gone down the rabbit hole then, haven't you? And you're looking at every single channel that's going on, and it's just like a minefield of, just weird, this creature. But, the mystery, I think it was the mystery of it that really sort of pulled me in. And then this documentary, I found this documentary, because I'm looking all over for some sort of decent stuff, in the Bigfoot thing, because there's not much of it about, to be honest. And this documentary come up, Bigfoot Odyssey, and I watched it and I was like, oh my God, that was like amazing. That was like real quality. Kay was going to say, I hate that one. It's the one who's like, but, I like it. And then I looked and I thought, what? They've only got one documentary on what's going on. So I waited and waited for the next one and the next one. And then I just got into, I think they'd started a Facebook group, and I'd gone into that thinking, this is like the road to quality kind of Bigfoot information and, stuff like that. And so I'm in the group for a little bit, and someone started posting like, blob squatch photos and stuff like that. And I thought, oh no, I can't do this. I'm like, I don't want to see these pictures. And this isn't, any disrespect to anybody out there. And I keep saying this, but personally for me, I don't want to look at those pictures. You know, we've seen that. Let's move on and let's get a bit further with this subject. And so I left the group, and Kerry doesn't remember, but I left the group, and then when I came back again, I joined again, and then he put a shout out for mods, admins, moderators.
Yeah.
And so I did a bit of moderating, and there was a big fallout. I don't know if Kerry remembers this, but there was a big fallout, and I ended up getting booted out by another moderator and blocked from the group because I would speak out and say, look, let's not, you know, we need to raise the bar on the quality of what we're looking at, you know, asking more questions, not just accepting what we're seeing, you know, and being a bit more critical, you know, thinking and how we, you know, look at this subject. And once I got kicked out, Kerry contacted me and I got back in the group because, you know, I think he liked the way that I think. And then he made me admin, and, you know, the next thing we're talking about doing this researcher's report. He asked me if I wanted to do it with him, and I thought, why? Why me? And he said, you know, and this is the interesting thing is what he said was that, you know, I've got as much as an opinion, you know, to give my opinion as anyone else, and that's what it is. We're all entitled to give our opinions. Yeah. It's such a wide, you know, open platform. So really, you know, I'm just like everyone else, like who's in the chat. I was just watching these videos, and the next thing I'm here. So it's a bit weird. It's a bit weird, you know, to have done that for quite a few years, watching, you know, a couple of years of just YouTube videos to suddenly then being on the other side. Right. And doing these podcasts, these, you know, shows. So, yeah, that's how I got to be on the researcher's report.
Well, I know Carrie's thankful to have you there. I know you do a lot of hard work behind the scenes and take care of a lot of stuff. I'm amazed at how you fill the slots with researchers. I'm not aware of some of them, but I mean, you bring new people in all the time, and I'm like, where is she getting all these people from? But they all have very interesting stories and are all passionate about the subject.
Yeah. And it's, you know, there's a lot of people flying under the radar as well who we don't hear about or have got, you know, maybe small numbers on the channels, but that doesn't mean they haven't got interesting stuff.
Right.
So, you know, the ones with the big numbers are putting a lot of stuff out, and sometimes it's not always interesting stuff, or I won't say not genuine, but we're kind of seeing the same thing over and over. And it's hard to get a look in when there's so many people following the bigger channels. Right. That, you know, you have to let other people in. It's, you know, an ever-evolving way of looking into this subject all the time. We have to keep evolving in the way we're doing it because, you know, we've done it for a long time, and we're still where we were a long time ago.
That's an excellent point. And that new researchers, they do bring new ideas and new techniques into it, combined with some of the older stuff that may break this case at some point. I agree with that totally.
Yeah. And also these, you know, these things that we do on Hidden Existence, the research report, what you guys are doing, all the other channels that are you know, putting these discussions out, that's what's also helping is, you know, we need to hear from other people, and someone might have an idea or a clue or something. I don't know, you know, but sharing your thoughts is a good thing. Yeah. Because you can either, you know, see sense in it or see total nonsense in it. And, you know, people need to also start standing up for themselves a little bit about what they think, you know, and how they feel about the stuff that's being presented to them. Because a lot of the time we don't say anything. We just, you know, look at the picture and go, oh, yeah, I think I can see another one, or whatever, just sort of like make it worse.
Right.
Instead of standing back and going, come on, let's raise the bar a little bit. There's nothing wrong with that, with asking questions and challenging people and, getting as much information as you want. If people are putting stuff out there, they need to expect to be asked or,
Well, going back and talking about Carrie, I know that Larry and I both search for positive, good content in a podcast. And we found Bigfoot Odyssey, and Carrie Arnold is someone that when you watch, you can feel those vibes of integrity and searching for answers and being a good person. And I believe that's why we gravitated towards Bigfoot Odyssey and Carrie and you. And I'm going to tell you, Larry and I had the opportunity to spend a week in the field with Carrie. And for everybody out there that's watching that hasn't met Carrie personally, I just want to tell you what a good person he is and a genuine person. And those are the kind of people that I want to surround myself around.
Yeah, definitely. I've not been lucky enough. I would love to meet Kerry in person. But you meet people over the internet. You talk to them. You don't really know if you really know these people. But we've been talking for over nearly 2 years, and it's consistent all the time. He's consistent all the time, and he's a great person, and he's a man of his word. If he says he's going to do something, he will do it. And Kevin's very transparent. There's nothing hidden. He's very open, and it's a good quality to have.
Yeah, what you see on Bigfoot Odyssey is who he is in real person, and there's so many fake people out there, and so many people that have jealousies and envy and want to tear somebody down, and that's one of the big shortfalls of this Bigfoot community. But if Carrie doesn't agree with you, he can disagree and give his opinion without being mean-spirited, and he does it with love, and he will hug your neck as he's telling you his thoughts on it. Because I'm going to tell you, nobody in this community has elected a Bigfoot sheriff that says what the law is and what these creatures are or not. And Carrie
Are you sure about that?
Well, there may be some people in their own mind, Larry, that think that the Bigfoot sheriff of the Bigfoot community. But
they're out there.
They're out there. But that's why I enjoy Carrie's his documentaries, the research reports, and I've got you're gonna have to help me, Larry, pronounce this. Mogollon. Now that's another podcast that I just thoroughly enjoy, and they'll be on tonight after we go off the air. So I want to encourage everybody to jump over there because it's a friendly bunch of folks on there, and I just enjoyed the format.
Yeah. Going back to Kerry, we don't want to talk about him too much because his head is so big he won't be able to get out of his trailer, really. It'll be like, but you know, it's really thanks to Kerry I'm doing what I'm doing, even with Hidden Existence, you know, and he's helped me a lot, and you know, I'll be forever, you know, thankful for him for all the help he's given me. So you know, he's been a good friend to me.
Let's talk about Hidden Existence, because your podcast just not consist of Bigfoot, but of all mysteries that you are probably interested in and have been interested in, Daniela.
Yeah, they're what I wanted to do really is, and what I will be doing is you know, the name Hidden Existence will cover anything, any topic, not just you know, Bigfoot and cryptids and paranormal stuff, but you know, there's things that exist everywhere that are hidden from either yourself or from other people, but there's things out there. So I wanted to, you know, just have a platform where anything can be discussed and talked about, and it's kind of evolved into a few different kind of, you know, shows on there. I've got like the Bigfoot Cafe, where there's lots of things there to talk about. Anything goes with Jason on a Sunday night, where we can discuss absolutely anything, and you know, do the research report on there. Not as often as I do it on Bigfoot Odyssey, but I'm doing a lot of shows, so it's balancing it all out. But Hidden Existence will, you know, is going to be expanding to different kinds of subjects. And actually, coming up, I've got an ex Scotland Yard undercover detective who's going to come on and talk about a hidden existence, a criminal he's been looking for a long time. Wow. Who's out there, but he needs everyone's help to find him. So he's going to be coming on soon, and that's going to be a fascinating guest to talk to.
Well, we know it's not Jack the Ripper because he'd be a little too old.
Exactly. It's not him.
Well, that would have been a good one. Mark?
Yes, Larry?
Duke wanted you to know that you say Mogion.
Mogion. I will have to write that down, because I don't know. Ever since I was in that coma, my wires just don't connect like they used to. so I'm gonna I'm gonna go that route. Daniela, thinking about when you first got interested into Bigfoot, and now that I'm going to just say that you're a major game player, simply because of all of the people that you have interviewed, because knowledge can be acquired by talking to witnesses and learning what they saw with their eyes. Has your opinion changed as far as what these creatures could be?
I think that there's a lot of things going on, and you know, you do listen to, you know, lots of people, lots of different experiences, and you're hearing different details, and then you hear of people who are experiencing Bigfoot, but with extreme details that are not the same as other people's, that then go into a different kind of, you know, we'll call it the woo, whatever you want to call it. You know, not just one person, but 2, 3, 4 people I've spoke to are experiencing completely different things. And, you know, I have to just say that I really don't know what it is. And I can't even take a guess. My feelings are that, you know, it is a flesh and blood creature. But there's something else connected to it. But then what do I know? I mean,
Right.
there's just it's so difficult, isn't it, to even, you know, guess. And you know, and I'm just sat here in England. It's different for those people that's seen it and experiencing it. That's, you know, on a different level of understanding of what it is. So I don't know. I'm fascinated by it. I know that much. I am fascinated by it, but I think I'm, you know, at the point now where I think we know all we can know, and we have to change course of the way we, you know, where we go next with this, because we could talk about it for years to come of what it is and, you know, what's happening, but how far, you know, I mean, I don't know where it's going to go. I really don't know how or if we'll ever know what this creature is. But it feels like it's coming to, you know, there are more people looking at it in a different way. And, you know, I feel with these podcasts, again, people are seeing a different mindset and thinking differently. And, you know, people are trying to experiment with things. So, you know, what can we do? We just have to keep moving forwards as we can. But, you know, I don't know. I've heard so many things. Whatever I thought at the beginning, I probably don't think that now, but what I think now, I still don't know. So maybe I'm none the wiser.
Well, I'm going to tell you, if you're watching tonight and what Daniela just said, you ought to soak up and really listen to what she said, because so many times people get opinionated what this creature is and they put it in a box and they will not ever change the way that they feel about what it is. And then you have one camp that will just get ugly with people if they feel something totally different. And I think that we should all keep open minds to what this creature is. But most of all, folks, be respectful. Just because somebody thinks it's something that could be totally different than what you think, that's no excuse to be ugly to anybody. And we should all be respectful to one another. And if you are passionate about what this creature is, then go out in the woods and start testing your theories and see if you can base facts on what you think this creature is.
And then let them pick them apart. But a lot of what Danielle is saying is true, but the old school people, the old organizations, they were able to stifle all this information that's now getting out because of the internet, because of podcasts like Carrie's, Daniella's, and ours. We're allowing those people that have witnessed something to say what they've seen. And in the past, there were certain organizations that took reports, and if it didn't meet their criteria, that report got dumped.
Yeah.
So now there's more experiences and things getting to light that used to not. And that's another thing that's aggravating old school.
We're not, you know, I think people now are finding, like you say, the space to talk about this without feeling You know, it's like normal now. I said it the other night in the researchers' report when Tex and Jason, Ron and Kerry were all talking, and I was just looking at them, thinking this is just normal now to be able to talk about this without feeling anything, you know, being judged or whatever. And that's how it needs to be. And you know, for people to give more detail, because I think a lot of stuff is being, you know, withheld. Because it's hard enough telling someone you've seen a Bigfoot. It might be even more difficult if you saw something else as well with it, you know. So I don't know. We don't have all the information, do we? And
No.
like Mark says, you know, everyone's entitled to an opinion. You know, if I say I don't want to look at Blob Squatch, don't take that personally. That's my opinion. It doesn't matter what you want to do. I respect what everyone wants to do, but, you know, I don't want to look at it. I'm not going to waste my time doing that. Time's, you know, precious, really. And a lot of these people, I don't know where, you know, I'm pretty sure there's better things to spend your time on than if someone's putting up a Blob Squatch picture, ask for a comparison shot. There's no point in trying to study something unless you know if that thing's still there or not. It's very easy to sort that out.
Right. But the people that are putting up those pictures, they're letting their emotions overtake because they've got something they think corroborates their story, and they can put it out there, and then everybody is down on it, and it hurts their feelings. But I mean, you got to step back from the emotions of having a picture and look and say, okay, this is inconclusive. It's part of my story, but it doesn't prove anything to anybody but me.
Right.
I was watching a video the other night, actually, of someone who's, and I'm not going to say who it is, really nice guy, and he was out filming, and I could tell he was, I think he'd found some structures, and I could tell he was like gripped now in the Sasquatch mode, and he heard a tree going over, and twice he said there's a tree being pushed over, and automatically assumed that it'd been pushed. So, but maybe it just fell. But you're already in that kind of mindset. I've seen the structure, I've heard the noise, now the tree's been pushed over, I'm definitely in, you know, Sasquatch territory. It's so easy just to get carried away with it, and I understand that, but you know, that's the key is, like you say, to step back and really think about it, and maybe go with someone. Don't go out on your own. Have a friend with you who can be honest with you, you know, and you can discuss things with, because being on your own, you're already, you know, you've got no support. You've got no support at all. So.
Well, I enjoy going out with Larry so I can shoot down everything he thinks he finds. he thinks Bigfoot left that beer can laying out there in the middle of the woods.
Well, it had teeth marks in it.
but you know, that's words for the wise, Daniela, because I always try to encourage somebody to find some type of researching buddy, somebody that you can bounce ideas off. And they don't even have to be into Bigfoot. They could be a fishing buddy. They could be your spouse. Just somebody that you can walk around with. And if you see something, you have somebody that you can talk to and go back and forth on eliminating anything that could be natural out there.
Yeah, definitely. That's a good idea. I mean, I talk to my friends. I mean, not a lot of my, you know, friends who live here are into Bigfoot. I mean, they haven't got a clue what it is. So there's only like a handful of people that know. And it's, you know, really interesting to listen to their opinion of it. And, well, how can that exist? And it makes you question why you think what you think. And, you know, it's like Mark says, it's good to have that to bounce the ideas of, and yeah, it's it's such a mystery, isn't it? How can you try and work it out on your own? I don't know. I've tried too long. Yeah, it's a puzzle. The pieces are out there, but we don't know where they belong, do we?
I don't.
Larry's got the missing one, haven't you? You've got the missing
one. No, but we know what we're going to eat for lunch when we're out there.
That's true.
That's the most important thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's right.
That's a big part of me and Larry's research is what we're going to eat while we're out there in the middle of the woods.
Well, you got to think like a Squatch, and that's what they're thinking. What am I going to eat?
Yeah.
Does it not bring them in? Does it not bring the Squatches in when you start barbecuing the old marinated steaks?
No, because Mark eats too many beans.
Oh.
He runs them off.
Well, that is one for me. That is one of the great strategies. Is whenever we trek out a couple of miles in the woods and set up camp and go to cooking, because if they are in the area, they already know you're there. And it's my personal opinion that these creatures are curious and that they're going to watch you. And so, at nighttime, we have had a lot of what we believe is Bigfoot activity, just simply because of sitting around a campfire. I think that's just a excellent strategy to have when you go out in the woods.
I mean, what do you think? What do you think about them, Mark? For creatures that want to stay hidden, like you say, they'll come around the campfire. They know when you're in your tent. It's like they're risking it all the time. But is that because they know they've got the upper hand all the time, or why don't they just retreat off and wait for you to go? What do you think?
Well, I think it's like if somebody came on your property, you are just not going to get in your car and drive away. You're going to watch them, and you're going to see what they do. And there's been so many times that I can't count the times that we have had things that are thrown at us, and whether they're rocks or sticks or bigger things than that, or trees breaking. And our strategy with that is act like we don't hear anything, because it seems like, let's say something is throwing rocks at you, and you have to have thumbs to throw rocks. Then if you act like that you don't hear it, and you don't jerk your head around every time something happens, then it seems like they move in a little bit closer. And that's when we're hoping maybe the plot watchers, or we can catch them using a thermal, moving around from tree to tree. It's just, I personally don't have fear when I'm out there. I have never been in a situation that I felt like my life was in danger. And I'm pretty fortunate that both Larry and I are both adrenaline junkies, because whenever things start ramping up, it just seems like me and him just look at each other and just start grinning, because it's on.
It sounds like you want it to which is probably the best mindset to be in, isn't it? And you're kind of just doing your own thing as well, aren't you? You're not trying to be like looking out for them. You're, like you say, ignoring them. How far do you think you can get with this?
Wait a second here. How did we swap sides here? You're the one being interviewed. You're interviewing us.
I thought this is what you wanted, Larry, when you were saying at the beginning, you know, what questions can I ask?
Should we say welcome to Hidden Existence?
Welcome to Hidden Existence. So, well, go on then. I'll stop asking the questions.
Is the sun coming up yet?
We don't want you to stop asking questions because, like I said at the beginning of the show, you are my mentor when it comes to a host on a podcast. And something else I would like to add about Daniella's question is Larry and I always give the boogers the advantage. We like to go low, and we like to give them the ridge tops and wooded areas where they feel safe to keep moving in closer on us so that they have cover. And so that's just, a little nugget for people out there that may want to have some type of interaction is to go low. If you find an area that looks like there could be activity, go low and give the Bigfoot the advantage with the height and the ridges around you. Put yourself in the bottom of the bowl.
It's interesting, isn't it? That people want to go out there and have this experience to see it, or I mean, I don't know. What is it? Wes always says, "Be careful what you wish for." I don't know. I'd like to see one, but not close up. Your thermal imaging would be great, or something new, something a bit more clear. We've done the rounds, haven't we, with all the old stuff. I don't know where the next bit of evidence, what the next bit of evidence will be, or how it will be obtained. But I'm waiting for that, whatever it is.
Well, I've got a question for you, Daniela. Mm-hmm. It's also one that Ken Squatch is asking. Do you have any plans of coming over to the States and going out on an outing at any time?
Well, yeah, I'd like to come over, and hopefully with COVID and everything, maybe next year, if everything calms down. We've just gone into like a semi-lockdown again here, so.
You got locked down again?
Yeah, another 6 months.
It's a New World Order.
Yeah, basically we're trapped now.
I dread when the flu starts up.
I know. It's
probably going to lock us all in our house.
It's they've got this crazy law now. You're not allowed to go to visit any of your family in their homes, but you can go to the pub to meet them. And you're not allowed to have more than 15 at a wedding, but you can have 30 at a funeral. And all the pubs and restaurants have to shut at 10 o'clock now. It's like, why? What's another hour? What's it going to change? I mean, it's just total control, and I don't know where this is going to head, but I think if even thinking about leaving the country at the moment or trying to get back in would be really foolish.
Yeah, I agree with that. So what part of the United States, if you come over, where would you most like to go on an outing from the people you've interviewed and all that?
Well, I think, Florida sounds quite, like it's full of them, but do I want to go through a swamp? No. I don't want to go through a swamp where there's alligators and snakes and stuff like that. So I don't know. Maybe what is it? The mountains, the
Pacific Northwest, Oregon, Washington.
I can't remember the name now. But there's a lot of places I want to see. If I was going to come over, I'd come over for quite a chunk and make it worth the visit.
Yeah.
So I'd be doing like a bit of a kind of road trip, I think, and maybe having a look in every place I go. You never know. I might get lucky somewhere where you never think it might be. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready for seeing a Sasquatch. When you talk to people and their experience and the after effects, it's like, do you actually want to, can you ever really be prepared for seeing something like that? I don't know, but who knows? Who knows? But yeah, I want to come over, definitely. I want to come meet Kerry 100%. So that has to happen at some point.
Well, we want to meet you. So if you do come over, we just want you to let us know, because we just want to share a campfire with you. We just think so much of you, and we will come to you wherever you go. We will come to you.
Excellent. And, well, that'll be good.
Yeah. If Carrie let us back in the house after Mark went in there after the outing, he may not let us back.
Larry, I don't even know what you're talking about or where you're even going, and I don't want to know. But I can tell you that Carrie and Miss Linda, they're such lovely people, and and I do hope that you get to meet them, because
definitely want to meet Linda. They're why I'm here, really. Kerry and Linda, if they hadn't started a Bigfoot Odyssey, I wouldn't be doing this. So it's strange. I still feel like I'm just like everyone else who just sits and watch YouTube videos about stuff. But I've ended up with a microphone and a webcam, and I'm now talking to the people that I've been watching. So it's a bit of a weird.
Well, I'll let you in on a secret, Daniela. You have as much knowledge as the biggest expert in the United States, I guarantee it.
I think that's, we're all at that level, aren't we?
We are. Yeah.
We don't, no one knows anymore. And if they do, then they're not telling us, and they probably never will. But we're all on the same level here, and that's what everyone's got to remember. We know very little. We know very, very little about this thing, and we shouldn't, get too carried away with what we think it is. It's great to talk about it and discuss and ideas and thoughts, but ultimately we've really got to be, like Mark says, open-minded, or at least open to absolutely anything. And if you let anything else dictate the way you think, that's probably not a good thing.
Yeah, I think a lot of people forget that it's a hobby. Because there is only a small percentage of people that are really actually making a living at doing this. And I think it's something that well, for me, as long as it's a hobby, as long as I enjoy doing it, I'm going to keep doing it. And it doesn't matter what anybody says or anybody thinks. The people that I have met with doing this hobby, that's what I value the most. It would be great to have a face-to-face encounter with one of these creatures, but that's not what I cherish. I cherish the friendships that I have made, people that I would have never have met if it wouldn't have been for this topic of Bigfoot.
Yeah, that's how I feel with Hidden Existence. Is that, you know, I'm doing it because I enjoy doing it, and I'm not just putting stuff out for the sake of putting things out. If I've got nothing to put out, I don't do anything. I'd rather have some quality rather than, you know, quantity of stuff. And, you know, if anyone thinks anyone's making any money off YouTube channels, it's a joke, you know, literally, isn't it? You know,
Yeah.
grief. It doesn't even cover anything. You've got to have a lot of subscribers and views to even make anything even remotely worth, you know, giving up your job for. You'd never get to that. So, you know, a lot of people kind of think you're in it for the money or whatever, and it's not about that. It's like you say, it's there's a community out there, really good, solid community out there, and some great people like yourselves, who we wouldn't have met without this crazy subject. But it's, you know, the diversity of people as well, and that we're not just connected by this, but by something much deeper, I think. And you know, we must all be kind of the same mindset in a way, where it becomes important to care about the people more than the experiences now, and the effects that these things have on people. And it's you know, people are not really interested in that. They want to know about the encounter and what it looked like and everything, and we forget the other side to it, where, you know, the aftermath of dealing with it. And those people need this community to share it with. Even if they don't say anything, they know they're amongst people who understand. And, you know, all of us have created this space. So that's a lot. That's something, you know, that you can't really put a price on.
Larry, it is 3:30 in the morning in UK. I think we better ask some questions so that we can let Miss Daniela go to bed.
All right. We can do that. Still Crazy Chris asks, were you a Stobart truck driver?
Was I a what?
Stobert.
Stobart?
Stobart?
Oh, Stobart. No, I wasn't. I wasn't Eddie Stobart. No, he wouldn't employ females back in the 90s. Actually,
Really? In the 90s?
In the 90s, I know.
Wow. All right.
Oh,
There's another subject for Hidden Existence. Women truck drivers in the 90s.
Okay, David Blaylock asks, Daniela, have you seen a Bigfoot yourself?
no, I haven't. I've had an experience of something growling. And it's so, you know, I feel it's so minor compared to all these other, you know, encounters people have had. But it's kind of an important encounter as well, because I completely forgotten about it until I got into the Bigfoot thing. And just one day I'm listening to some account, and I'm trying to imagine how this person must have felt, trying to understand just what this creature could look like or be, you know. And they talked about this growling, and then I thought, oh, hey, hang on a minute, that happened to me. You know, something happened to me about 5 odd years before this, 2010. I was walking home one night from a party I'd gone to. It was a farmhouse that was off an access road. We call it a bridle path off the main road. And I'd walked up there that night, Christmas night, with my dogs, and it was snowing and bright. And when I came back, this path is kind of zigzagged, and it's basically going through fields. So there's big hedges either side of me. And I'm halfway down this path, and I can hear this growl, this like low growl, and at first I thought it was maybe a motorbike engine in the distance or something, and it happened again, and it was a definite growl, and we don't have any animals here legally that would make that noise. So I think it was a big cat, because we have lots of reports of big cats over here, which we're not supposed to have, but there definitely is. And this thing followed me, kind of walked parallel with me down this lane, just growling the entire time. And my dogs were in front of me, and the weird thing is that they'd never picked up on it at all, which I found really, really strange. But it happened. It definitely happened to me. I remember it, and I remember how I felt at the time. And going back to being a truck driver, you've kind of got to have your wits about you, especially being a female when you're driving in an industry full of men, and then you go abroad and you're even more exposed to anything. So I've always kind of like had my wits about me, and that night I really felt like I was vulnerable to something much more bigger than me, or maybe out of my control. So that's the kind of experience that I've had, that I can sort of semi-relate to how someone might have felt when they've heard someone growl, or something growl. But you've got big cats over there, haven't you? So I guess it's just kind of natural to you, or normal. But
all right, this may be the same thing, but Diane Fowler asked, "What is your scariest experience that you've ever had?" And you can go any way you want to with that. If you've been charged by the hellhounds from basketball or whatever.
I don't think I've had one. I don't think I've had a really scary experience. Nothing that I can, that wasn't that growl thing was more puzzling, and at the time, you just can't work out what it is. So I don't know. I feel a bit boring because I've never had really anything that I can think of.
I just knew you were going to say you went to a haunted castle or something.
Yeah, no. You
I'm never fought any dragons or anything?
No. Not lately, I wasn't scared anyway when I did. So I think if something comes to me before the end of the show, I'll share it. But
all right. We'll move on to the next one.
Larry, if you would do me a favor and read this next one from Bomber, because I can't pronounce them words. Bomber's a whole lot smarter than I am.
Well, you skipped Jamie Harms.
Well, I don't see. Okay, wait. All right. Okay. Jamie Harms asked, Daniella, will you ever try your hand at research?
Well, what is that? What is research?
Well,
going into the woods.
That's it.
Well, but there's loads of people doing that, not coming up with anything. So maybe I'll sit here and listen to people who have gone out in the woods and are looking. I don't feel like there's I think people like Shane Carpenter, who have set up this area and has been doing it for 5 years solid in one area consistently, is the guy to talk to. The kind of route for me, where he's getting data, he's collecting information, and you could go out in the woods and never see anything for 2 weeks, and then go out once, just taking the dog for a walk and have an experience. So, and to me, we find structures, then what? We find a cast, a print, now what? I just feel like I've come, we've come to the end of the road in terms of we need to get something else.
Yeah.
And people are looking and they're not finding anything. So maybe we need to completely change the course of what we're doing, because what's consistent is that Bigfoot isn't changing. And so we have to, if I think if we're going to find it, I don't know.
I think that's why Larry and I both gravitated towards Kerry in his strategy, because he wanted to go about it a completely different way. And then on our way to the location we were going to in Florida, COVID hit, and all of a sudden these states over here panicked, and they shut down the area that we were going to while we were driving down there.
Yeah.
And there was some of the guys that were already down there.
Mm.
And but I really liked Kerry's approach, that the plan that he had put together. It was very detailed, it made sense, and it very well could have been productive.
And I sure wish we could have implemented it.
Yeah. It was the ideal, not just location, but situation as well.
Yeah.
And it would be, crazy if you didn't capture something. If you'd have got down there, and you couldn't have even planned this, couldn't have even thought that this COVID thing was going to happen. And it's another thing, isn't it? It's such a massive hit after all the build up to that.
Yeah.
Just such a shame.
Yeah, and nothing in anybody's control. Nothing you could do about it.
No, but you all got to meet, which is
that's true.
Yeah,
and we did have a good time. So
yeah,
we moved a lot, but we had fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Thing.
All right, Daniela, here's the bomber question. One of them. The DNA study shows that the mitochondrial is from human female. What would shock you the most to find out about the rest of the unknown DNA? And he says, love you.
She.
Sorry.
I don't know. I don't think I can be shocked anymore. When we've heard all these possible situations and scenarios, and what it could be, what would shock me? I don't know. It's a hard one, because what are the possibilities of what it could be, and that's another conversation. I don't know. Sorry, I know I sound really.
No, that's an honest answer, and that's what all of our answers should be. Okay, Sally Olin asks, have you heard of any reports in Britain of boogers at the hinges?
Stonehenge.
At Stonehenge. I've not heard anything at Stonehenge. But I did interview a lady called Charmaine on Hidden Existence from Scotland, who saw something when she was a kid. The back of what she says is had to be a Bigfoot that was reaching up to an ash tree, pulling a branch down, and she screamed. And as it turned around, she ran off. Her account was really good, really detailed. There's a few other accounts, in England. Nothing like the accounts that you get in America, Canada. No face-to-face, really. The details, and there's maybe sightings of things, but then again, it's a one-off report, and it could be anything. And these are the things with a lot of these reports as well, is, you don't know what people have seen. And even those who've just seen something big move, there could be a lot more to these reports, and there's no filter. unfortunately. And I know, we can't discount anything, but I think there has to be a point where we have to kind of put some into the pile of 100%, and the other pile of, well, it could have just been anything. Is it really worth thinking that is a Bigfoot or what? I mean, I don't know. I'm not, I don't want to put anyone off from doing whatever they want to do, however they want to do it. But we need to filter. We do need to filter a bit more of the information, because we don't know anything.
We don't
know anything. So, how can we know what goes with what?
Right.
There's, few accounts that we can really, listen to and have a little bit of detail, but that's it, isn't it? Each account is unique on its own, and the only experts are the people that are experiencing it, and they're just an expert of their own experience.
Right.
All
right, Daniela. Bomber asked, if you were walking in the woods and suddenly came face to face with one of the forest people, lay out for us what you would do in detail, please. What's your next move?
Why is Bomber the only one asking questions? She's busy tonight, isn't she? I don't know. Kerry came up with a good one, was to try and get a selfie with it. First of all, because that's going to be the first thing on your mind. I honestly don't know. I think if I could get it together, and if it was in a position where I was seeing it and it wasn't seeing me, I would think about trying to get that picture or a bit of video, or maybe I'd be so shocked that I wouldn't be able to do anything. When you listen to Kerry's account, you think he could, handle anything, and he was stopped in his tracks. So, it's difficult, isn't it? Once again, I don't know. Just chuck me off at any time, Sorry, I'm not coming up with any answers.
Kerry's account is still my favorite eyewitness account. There's just so much detail in there and so much to learn. And he probably curses the day that it happened to him. But it is an exceptional account. And I have one last question.
Who asked it?
I'm asking it, Larry.
Oh, okay.
Daniella, do you love Jeff Townsend?
Absolutely.
I love Jeff Townsend.
100%.
He is one of my favorite people in this whole wide world, and it's always a joy to talk to him. And this goes back to the Bigfoot, and even with all of the downfalls and pitfalls, people like Jeff that I have met, and it has brought quality to my life. And
absolutely.
And I know all of the folks from Bigfoot Odyssey feels the same way. Larry, do you have a last question?
No.
Daniela's,
it's late.
The roosters are crowing.
Yeah.
It's late.
Sun will be up soon.
Okay. Well, Miss Daniella, we'll give you this opportunity to say any last comments, and then we will let you go to bed.
Well, I just, want to thank you guys for inviting me on tonight, and Mark especially, because I know you've gave a lot of shout outs when I first started the Hidden Existence channel, and I know you were giving me a little shout out at the end of the shows for people to come on over and check me out, and I really appreciate that. I just, and the people watching, I just want to thank everyone who's kind of following me and is interested in my channel and what I'm doing, and I hope you're getting something from it, and learning maybe along with me more about this subject and what's going on, even though I don't think we can learn any more. But it's fun having people along the way who are into this as well and showing their support. And, you know, I really appreciate that as well. And, you know, I do love Jeff Townsend a lot, and he knows that.
Well, we had to switch video feeds tonight because of technical difficulties. But I had in the comment section a link to Bigfoot Odyssey, Carrie Arnold's channel, and I've got a link to Daniella's channel, Hidden Existence. So on this new feed, I will re-put those links in. And if you haven't subscribed, I encourage you to go and subscribe. If you're unable to catch it live, I'm not able to catch Wednesday nights live. I go to Bible study, but I always come back and watch the researchers report. So that is one good thing about YouTube, that you can always come back and watch it. And so just be looking in the comment section, and I know we have to cut this short tonight, but if you got questions, then just put them in the comment section. And I'm sure Miss Daniella will be looking at them, and she will try to answer them. So we really appreciate you coming on tonight, Miss Daniella.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you a lot.
Thank you again. You'll have to come on Hidden Existence. We'll have to get some new questions ready.
Absolutely. She gonna put our feet to the coals, Larry Porch.
Yeah.
Definitely. Like really you two, telling you. Thanks everyone, and yeah, we'll catch up soon. I'm gonna go now. Is that okay?
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. Good
All
night.
right. Have a good night. Bye, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
All right, Mark. I'd like for you to talk a little bit about the meet and greet now.
Well, Larry, we're going to both talk about it. How you like them apples?
I don't like it.
Look, folks, this meet and greet is about y'all. This is because we want to meet the people that come on the live chat, the people that come on our Facebook page, the people that leave comments. We're very, I'm humbled by a lot of the emails and messages that we get. And I just want to meet you. I just want to share a campfire with you. I want to sit around and do what you want to do. If you want to go fishing, I'll take you fishing. Whatever you want to do. But I just want to be able to spend time with each person that takes the time, that has the time, that's able to come. And we know a lot of people probably don't live close enough to be able to come, and maybe we can make this a road show, Larry. Maybe once a year we can find some place, because Larry and I do a lot of traveling together, and we just want to meet everyone, and we're so appreciative. Okay, Larry.
What do you want me to say?
I don't know. You could maybe give the dates.
I wished I knew them. It's the weekend of Halloween. How about that?
Okay, it's October the 30th, which is a Friday, through November the 1st, which is Sunday.
That's correct.
And
if you are interested in going and you are not on our Facebook page, the email address for Beast is in the comments. It's pinned underneath our YouTube channel. If you're interested in going, you can contact us by email, or you can comment on the link on the Facebook page and we will get in touch with you. We're not putting the location out to the public, but we will, if you say you're going, we will give you the information you need to get there. And we will be providing a meal that Saturday night. And there should be plenty of space to camp. There is space for RVs. There is no electricity. I believe there is water. There are bathrooms. There are not any showers in this campground. But
I can bring a shower.
You can. Just go ahead.
Well, I'm just going to say if you're a sidewalk spitter and you need to take a shower every 16 hours, then just let me know, because I will be more than happy to accommodate you. And I've got a camp shower that I can set up with hot water, and we just want to meet everyone. So if you're able to come, we just want you to come. It's going to be a blast. We've got so many good friends that are coming, and it's just going to be a great time.
No doubt about it. Okay, Mark.
All right. Now, Larry, we get to talk about something that is new.
It's new to me.
It is new. And we have been asked for years to put up a store where people could buy clothing or coffee mugs or whatever with the Beast TV. And I took a road trip a few weeks ago with Cam Butner of Dixie Cryptid. And so we had a long drive, and he was talking to me about that I should do it, and I told him people have been asking, and he said, well, why don't you let me help you? And so Cam Buckner of Dixie Cryptid has helped us. He has made banners for us for our store and hooked us up with the people that he does his store through. And we've got shirts and coffee mugs, and we've even got face masks, so Larry can wear a face mask.
I need one.
And we've got gaiters, and we're going to be adding more and more stuff. We even have a t-shirt that is an event t-shirt for the meet and greet campout that Shelly Reed actually did the artwork for. And so we just ask. I mean, that's one way that if you wanted to help support our channel, that you could go on there and buy a coffee mug. But we're really excited about this, and we did go ahead and commission an artist, a professional artist, and paid him to do some artwork for us. And so these shirts look great. I think Debbie is the only one that's gotten a t-shirt yet. And because we just wanted to order a few things, so we ordered different things just to make sure that everything was top quality. And she said that these shirts are just awesome shirts. They're not those flimsy, thin concert shirts that you would pay high dollar for. We had the option of being able to use a more quality clothing, and so she is very happy with the shirts, and we've got more that we have ordered for ourselves. So if you want to help support us, that's just one way that you can.
Well, I've already bought one. I haven't got it though.
Mr. Positive.
I wouldn't be wearing it if I did.
Yeah.
But they do look good.
Is that all you want to add about the new store? And Larry don't like saying merch.
No, I don't like saying merch because it's merchandise.
Okay. So we don't call it merch. So I wanted, maybe y'all can help us out. Put in the comment section what you would like for us to call this, and then we'll put Cam Buckner to work in making some new banners for it. But I thought maybe Beast Gear, and but anyway, I will put the link, pin it at the top of the comment section, along with Hidden Existence and Bigfoot Odyssey. And so y'all come check out our junk. We got some junk now. And so come check it out. Let's see. We have added a bunch of new members this week. And I'm going to tell you, we are humbly thankful for everybody that has joined. And there's a lot of information. If you're new to the Sawdust Beast Facebook page, go check out the tab section. There is a lot of things in there that if you're interested in camping or wanting to learn how to read a compass or basic things with just getting out in the woods and camping, it's a lot of great resources on there. So come check out our junk there. We want to thank also all of our new subscribers and our faithful followers. Also, be sure to check out our field evidence videos and check out our sister channel, Beast of the Woods. That's Larry's channel. And if you want to help us out, subscribe, click that like button, ring the bell, or leave us a comment. We want to thank everybody for watching tonight. We appreciate each and every one of you. So thanks again for watching, and we will see you again. Same bat time, same bat channel. Night night, footers.
Good night.
This has been a Sawdust production.